Hello everybody, today we will be talking about the top 5 indie games. You might ask yourself what an indie game is. It is a game of any genre that has been produced by a small company or developing team. Many of you may play indie games without realising, so today we will go through our top 5 picked indie games, and you may recognise some. In the number 1 spot we have Ultra Kill. Ultra Kill was produced and published on the 3rd of September 2020 by New Blood Interactive on PC. This is a single-player movement-based shooter game where the player has access to 5 completely different weapons that all complement each other and all work together to allow for the player to perform insane combos on enemies and bosses alike. This allows the player to have a completely unique experience like no other, where they can choose exactly how they play the game, whether they chain combos together or not, which means that the player can constantly be trying new combinations, and as a product of this, it bounds to not get boring for ages. Due to these factors, it bolsters an overwhelmingly positive review status on Steam and well over 3 million sales, with the count rising day by day, as well as it starting to be nominated for Steam Awards. In second place, we have Cuphead. Now, Cuphead is a much-loved game, and it is a run-and-gun style game designed by MDHR, which takes heavy inspiration from 1930s art style cartoons. The art style allows the player to familiarize the characters with other franchises such as Disney's Mickey Mouse. The game's story follows the protagonist Cuphead and his brother Mugman, who make a deal with the devil, resulting in them needing to collect the souls of runaway debtors as a form of repaying their own debt. Cuphead has won several awards, including 3 Game Awards, 3 DICE Awards, and a British Academy Games Award. It is available on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and funnily enough, it is available to be played in a Tesla. Cuphead is leading to sales upwards of 5 million currently, being a very popular game. Cuphead was inspired by many games such as Guitar Heroes, Contra 3, and Thunder Force, and seeing how without these games Cuphead wouldn't exist, its creator has decided to pay homage to them, and in turn it has had a big impact on how run-and-gun style game developers handle difficulty in their games differently. For third place, we have a very well-known and much-loved game as well, Undertale. A single-player 2D game in which you must take multiple different choices throughout the story. It was released on the 15th of September 2015 by Toby Fox and is currently available on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. Whilst playing Undertale, the decisions you make will have an impact on the story, making the game fun to play multiple times due to different outcomes and endings depending on your actions. This allows a mystery of what's going to happen next. Undertale has some defining features such as multiple different storylines depending on the choices you make, or timing your attacks to deal extra damage. Undertale has been nominated for 14 awards and has won 2 of them, the Role-Playing Game of the Year in 2015 and the Matthew Crump Cultural Innovation Award in 2016. The game has sold anywhere from 5 to 10 million copies and has had a lasting effect on the way games in general are made. More developers began to integrate the idea of letting the player have multiple choices, which can change the way the story plays out in their own games, making more games fun to replay, because not all elements of the story will always be the same. There are other games that familiarise with this, such as Detroit Become Human. In fourth place, we have a well-known game, Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is a farming game in which you must turn your inherited land into a sustainable farm. The game has sold around 30 million copies and was released on the 26th of February 2016. The game is available on PC, Xbox, Nintendo, and mobile. The game was developed by Eric Barone and has an incredibly detailed story behind managing your farm. The constant need to manage your farm is expensive, and it has an extensive story. Stardew Valley has caused a massive shift on the style of simulator games due to emphasizing the impact that a detailed story can have on the simple farming simulator. In number 5, we have a very well-known game, Terraria. Terraria's initial release was on PC. It was a very looked down upon game and didn't have a very positive audience. However, as time progressed, more and more people found out about this hidden gem of a game, and it has moved on to other devices such as Nintendo, 3DS, Xbox, and PlayStation, as well as having a mobile port. The core gameplay loop of Terraria is to collect and craft weapons and other such gear to take on bosses, as the difficulty ramps up with each one killed. However, players are not forced into this, as they can instead opt to gather materials and build structures, or they can just completely skip certain stages of the game with enough knowledge, leading to infinite replayability and an infinite amount of unique playthroughs that players can have. Players familiarise Terraria with another game, Minecraft. This is because it has similar weapons and art styles. Terraria has made a huge impact on indie games and has won multiple awards such as the 2021 Labour of Love Award and the 2011 #1 Indie Game Award. This success has inspired many other creators, as well as having sold over 58 million copies, inspiring many other developers to make their own games such as Stardew Valley. This shows a dedication to the game of their fanbase, as over 10 years they won 2 awards, which shows the game has been popular for a very long time. All in all, indie games have had a massive impact on gaming as a whole, and how certain mechanics or genres are handled, as well as inspiring other game companies to start producing better quality games, and showing that you don't need a massive team to make a good game.